All right, Shalom, Boaz here. What I wanted to do was take a moment out to talk to you folks out there for a moment and talk about community, talk about set apart living with fellow families, fellow brothers, and fellow sisters who aspire to get out of the cities and live a more simplified life. What I've found over the past 4 years, whether it is having people live here or experiencing other communities where they have allowed others to come in and live in one mind and one spirit. What I've found is that humanity is something else. Humanity and people, especially in today's generation, have a very much unregenerated mind. And I think that everyone should want to live in a setting is where they can grow their own food, where they can be with other people with like mind and precious faith, because as the times go forward, things are going to get tougher and harder and harder. You're going to have a even greater and greater divide that we're seeing right before our very eyes, in terms of the rich and getting richer and the poor are getting poor. And it's taken 1, 2, 3 incomes. It's amazing to see the amount of people that are working 2 and 3 jobs and living home with their parents just to survive. And you're going to have an influx of people. I saw this many years ago. You're going to have an influx of people that are going to want to live on a piece of land paid for with other brethren and other sisters. But humanity, again, the thought processes of people are literally insane. I will have a lot of people that will approach me, whether inbox, Facebook, YouTube, and say, well, how do I go about? I like what you're doing out there. What do we need to do, or what do I need to do to, come and be a part of the fellowship? And the first and foremost I say is, let's give it time. Let me get to know you and you get to know me. And I watch him. I watch him for a certain amount of time just to see how they flow, what their values are, what kind of work ethic they have. And then I'll start them on a process. And even so, more so lately, I'll tell people that, because of their family makeup or composition, I'll tell them, listen here, I work with you where you can get an apartment in town or in the area, and we can start off there. Because, a lot of people, they want to come out and they want to live this life, but what I'm finding more and more is that they don't want to work, and they want to come and they want to have their own mind and their own thought process like they have out in the world, and they want to bring that thought process in here. And that's not going to work. That, simply put, it is not going to work. It's amazing to see people in function and how they act and think that they're going to bring that spirit on a piece of land. And people like that, they just don't last too long. They don't last too long. I've been around enough communities to see and seen enough testimonies and seen enough experiences firsthand to see what you need to be watching out for. Now, these are people that have actually had experience in inviting people on their land, and I tell you, it goes without saying that you're going to get a lot of riffraff. You're going to get a lot of people that, simply put, they don't want to work. They don't want to cooperate. They don't want to, they want the lifestyle, but they don't want the responsibilities that go along with the lifestyle. It's kind of like today with women, and they want to get married, and they're more than happy to get married, but they don't want to deal with the responsibilities of being married. Or men who want to get married, but don't want to deal with the responsibilities of being married and taking care of their obligations. And it's a sad deal, because we live in a generation where everybody's about self, everybody's about me. They have an entitlement mentality, meaning that nobody owes you anything. Nobody doesn't have to do anything for you. But this is the mentality that you have. You have people that want something for nothing, expect everything out of you, but can't produce anything themselves. It's amazing how people expect more out of you than they're capable of producing themselves. And this thought process is just not going to work. These people don't last too long. And it's a sad deal because it's tough out there. It really is tough out there, and it's getting worse. And you think that, people that have nothing would work the hardest. I've seen people in the past that, they ain't coming nothing but the shirt on their backs, and they kiss the ground and they thank the Father. And I'm telling you, those people, they're working out real well. Then you got the other people that have that same spirit that somebody owes them something, and they bring that thought process right into the community. And more times than nothing, you find the people that give you the most problems are people that have sacrificed nothing, that is given nothing, that is produces nothing, but expect everything in return. And it's sad. It really is sad. And then you have people that they have something that is, they bring something to the table, and they produce and they create, and therefore they have a vested interest in the success of that particular land or homestead. I've seen it over a dozen times. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the testimonies. And so it's not going to be any different anywhere else. And so this is why, we tell folks, if you want to live with other brother and other sisters and work together, because I believe that it's a very powerful force for families, brother and sister, to work together, to pull their resources together, because you can get a whole lot of stuff done a whole lot more quicker. Many hands make light work. But you can't have many hands and don't want to work, because then that is a burden. And the idea is that, nobody's looking to be a burden, or nobody should be looking to be a burden on others. So if you want to come, now this is not only for me, but for other people that are doing community, come with a good spirit, come with a right spirit, come willing to contribute, come willing to contribute your real skills, develop real skills, your resources, if you have any. A lot of people don't have any resources, to be honest with you, but be willing to work, be willing to die of yourself, and leave all those worldly thought processes, those worldly habits that are just not going to work in a communal setting. You're going to have to leave that stuff at the gate, as I say. Yes, you should be wanting to come this way, but again, just because someone put on fringes or someone put on a head wrap or a skirt, that doesn't mean that they are fit for communal living. It's just, there's only going to be a few people that are going to walk this thing out successfully. yeah, so really, you're going to have to die to yourself, because we've all, those who've come out of her and have lived this thing, have sacrificed much. And so you're going to, and what I'm saying also is that you don't have to anything to sacrifice. This is your own philosophies, your own perspectives, and your own viewpoints. Sacrifice that. And then you're going to be in a better situation as to where you'll be more received by people who have made sacrifices to live this thing, because it's a life of sacrifice. It's hard work, but it is a beautiful life because of the stress that is eliminated as a direct result of not having to have so many worries and the cares of this world and the cares of this life. So that's what you're going to have to do. That's the mindset that you're going to have to come with. And you will be well received. I can assure you that. All right. You have a blessed day. Shalom.